Hello, progressive women, and welcome to our space where women like you and I, women who are in our prime and in our second act, are unblocking, redefining, and progressing our deepest desired lives that we love, and we are doing this by encouraging it imperfectly. Oh, yes, we keep on progressing imperfectly, even in this area of motherhood. And by the way, happy Mother's Day. And there are different ways in which we serve our mothering energy to the world. There are different ways to serve the world with this motherhood and mothering energy that God put in us. You may call it nurturing or whatever you want to call it, but we have it as women. And so one of the ways to serve that to the world is to start with ourselves. How do we serve this energy back to ourselves as well as we serve it to others? And so today I'm going to be referring to the manual that we use in Alabastron Network Trust. If you want to learn more about Alabastron, go to the website alabastron.org. But this is a manual that I authored. Can you see that? Authored by yours truly. So, and I want to look at what are some of the responsibilities of a parent ideally, and then look at to how turn this and see how we can turn this to ourselves and begin to be better mothers to ourselves, we ourselves. Okay, because sometimes we struggle so hard to be better mothers to our children when we haven't even learned how to be better mothers even to ourselves. So ideally, a mother provides for their children's physical needs. Parents provide for their children's physical needs. Now, as a mother, you provide for the physical needs of your kids. This means you give them a place to sleep. You give them food. You even tell them when to go to sleep. So, in the same way, we need to be better mothers to ourselves by being able to provide for our physical needs of food, making sure that we're eating nutritionally. We worry so much about how our children are eating and what they are eating and if it's nutritious to them. In the same way, we also need to think about how are we eating. Is it nutritious to me or not? We think about how we are going to, we tell our children, no more TV, get up, go and sleep. Or no more, what do you call it, computer games, get up and sleep. So in the same way, we need to tell ourselves, you know what, no more Netflix, get up, go to bed, because tomorrow is a working day. So we also need to be guarding and taking care of those needs of sleep, those needs of food, hydrating water, drinking water, taking some rest or some time off to rest. We need to be able to do that. So you need to step up as a mother to yourself and mother yourself too in the area of meeting the physical needs. And the other thing that parents do is to protect their children from physical harm. And the same way, to mother yourself, you need to protect yourself from physical harm. Do not put yourself or expose yourself to physical harm. If you feel threatened, endangered, as a child, what do? You run to your mother, or you run to safety. And you have taught your children how to protect themselves from physical harm. What lessons are you giving to yourself about protecting yourself from physical harm? How can you better protect yourself from physical harm now that you are an adult woman? And the other thing that parents just provide for their children's needs for love, attention, and affection. In what ways can you be able to provide for yourself the needs for love? How can you better love yourself? How can you better show yourself some compassion? How can you be able to give attention to yourself? Attention means attending to yourself. How can you attend to your needs? How can you be able to listen to your body, listen to what you need, listen to yourself when you say you're tired? What kind of attention should you give yourself when you say, oh, I'm just feeling so tired? How can you be able to attend to that? Think about the advice you give to your children when they come home and they're like, oh, Mom, I'm just so tired. What do you say to them? You say to them, oh, really? Come here, come here, come here. I'm so... Okay, do this. Put your bag away. Go and change and then come and have a snack. Okay? Then after that, you can play a bit or relax a bit or watch. You have an hour of screen time. And then after that, you will have your dinner. And then after that, you'll get on with your homework or something like that. So there's a way in which we attend to children when they tell us they're tired. We give them hugs. We understand. So in what ways are you understanding to yourself about your need for attention and your need for affection. Because look, if you're always dismissing yourself, if you're always shrugging your needs away, if you're always like, well, it doesn't matter, then you're actually saying to yourself, I don't matter in my own life. So it's important that we are also putting ourselves back in that map. Parents also protect their children from emotional harm. So it's the same, you have the same responsibility in mothering yourself. You can't stand it if someone is calling your children names. By names I mean negative labels. You wouldn't stand it. Whether it's a teacher, you go to that school and you confront them and say to them, you can't be calling my child stupid and foolish and all of that, and any other negative labels they may have for your child. You will stand up and say no. So, in what ways are you protecting yourself from emotional harm, and especially from yourself? Because sometimes we emotionally hurt ourselves so much by the way in which we speak to ourselves about ourselves, by the kind of names that we speak, that we call ourselves. When you say to yourself, "You're just so foolish," that is not protecting yourself from emotional harm because you're emotionally harming yourself. So you need to mother yourself in that way. And finally, parents provide spiritual, moral, ethical guidelines for their children. So, in what ways are you providing for yourself some spiritual, moral, and ethical guidelines where you're living a life of authenticity and integrity, where we say, I will be, it's about being in right standing with God, no matter who is watching. I'm not doing this so that people may praise me or may think highly of me. I'm doing this because I know this is the right thing to do in God's eyes. In what ways are you providing yourself spiritual growth? How can you be able to improve in those areas? Having moral guidance, watching how you communicate. Do you lie? Do you tell small lies, white lies? Because that's not having clear moral guidelines for yourself. In what ways are you maintaining healthy boundaries about how you will, even from yourself, you not tolerate just not living a life of authenticity? So there is a lot of work for us to do in being able to mother ourselves, so that in so doing we can become better mothers and we can become more effective mothers. So I have a question for you, and I'd like you to answer it by visiting our website www.laimanibidali.com. And here's a question I have for you. In what ways, what's the one thing you can begin to do today to become a better mother to yourself? What's the one thing you can begin to do today to become a better mother to yourself? Head on to laimanibidali.com and leave your comment there. And with that, remember this: everything that you've been through, every rise and every fall, even in your motherhood, every experience in your motherhood has prepared you for your next chapter. What you need to do is to start where you are and keep progressing imperfectly. Why? Because you are a bold, blessed woman. See you next time. Happy Mother's Day!